Let's get into some things of the things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Let's get into some things of the things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button if you are new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be as bad, because I don't be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. You know I'm talking about y'all. Convince me that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. What's up, y'all? It is storming. It is storming. So just so y'all know, if there's any situations, it is storming here. The sky is dark as hell. It's thundering. I just saw some lightning. So just so y'all know, hey, watermelon sugar, hey, boo. There go my watermelon sugar coming to the stage. Watermelon sugar. The Informed said, I got stuck in the torrential rain. See, you got stuck in this storm that's over here now. Hey, Auntie Eva, Chuck, Amber. What's up, Lily Nola? Hope you being safe. Hey, Dovey. What up, Cruiser? Cruiser Bruiser. What's going on? Hey, Quake. Jay Walsh. What's up, Vintage? Majani. Hey, Ebbs. What's going on? Hey, Chuck. Other than Beyonce, who are these people and why are they news? Chuck, don't do that. Don't become Ebony Jr. Don't do it. Do not become Ebby Jr. Now, listen. Don't come in here talking about why we talking about these people. Don't come in here. What's up, Gossip in the Garden? What's up, Don Don? Hey, boo. Not Cesar the dog whisperer. Not that Cesar. Girl. Oh, Lord, go sit down somewhere. Hey, Ronnie. What's going on? What's going on? Lord, have mercy. Hey, Raven. It's storming too much in D.C. this week since Wednesday. I told y'all we get a storm every day. Like, that's the norm. The norm here in D.C. is that it storms every evening about this time. That's the norm. That's the norm. I could have told you that. What's up, JD? But we get those summer storms all the time. What up, God bless? Hey, Uncle Jay. What's up, Brown Mama? Hey, Lauren. Hey, Papo. Hey, Boo. Hey, little baby. I don't want the paperwork. I don't want the paperwork. But thank you. I thought I responded. My bad. I responded in my head. I don't want the paperwork because I'm not reading through that case. But we are going to talk about the update. If you want a detailed breakdown, Pam did one earlier today. Pam did a really good breakdown of it earlier today. We'll get there when we talk about it. I hope your class was just as good as Professor El Teddy Official. We had a good time. Oh, I know he was cutting up over there. I was over there for a little bit. What's up, that lady? Hey, Tracy. What's up, twin? Both my Tracys are here. Messed up my party in a bit. I need a redo DC trip. Y'all partied enough. Y'all, I saw y'all. Y'all partied enough. DC has some of the best storms around the summer. Yeah, listen. Your DC store should have told you, because that's what it is, honey. Every summer. And it's been like that for years. I don't remember being like that when I was a kid. But it's definitely, climate change, it's definitely been like that for a while. I miss you too. Greensboro was a fool. It's still flooding down y'all's way. They call it for flash floods here. Usually Old Town Alexandria will flood. Last week, DC, I saw footage from North Capitol Street and all of that. Ooh, I can only imagine what's in that water. Ooh. 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 What's up, Diamond Pro Jim? Where you been, boo? Hey. I hope all is well. All right, y'all. So let's get to the church announcements, y'all. We have a few church announcements. Yeah, Uncle Jay lived down that way, Cruiser. Mm-hmm. So I did some work today on the books and bourbon situation. I talked to the hotel. We cannot bring outside food in. So even though that was a good idea that Chuck would volunteer to go pick up the food and bring it back and we can hang out, we are welcome. We can hang out. We can hang out in that area, and the seats are first come, first serve, but we are not allowed to bring in outside food. Now, I know that sometimes y'all people don't always follow the rules, but we're going to follow these rules because we're not getting put out. Y'all know y'all will be like, I don't care. I'm bringing my styrofoam plate. And I feel like we could get away with like 1 or 2 plates. I don't feel like we could get away with a whole smorgasbord. I don't feel like, we're talking about 10 people. I don't feel like we could get away with a smorgasbord. Okay. We can bring outside food into the hotel, but we can't sit in that area and eat it. Because that area with a bar and a restaurant, when you see what I'm talking about, y'all will understand what I mean. But it's where the bar and restaurant area is. So no, the lady said we can't bring any outside food into that area. I mean, I guess because they sell their own food. I don't know. I'm sure there are places that we can, I'm sure we can take food to our room and all of that. Like that's not an issue. I had food in my room when I was there. I don't think that's an issue. I think they're saying in that area, we can't have food in our outside food in that area. And like I said, right, it's right there. When you see it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's where the bar is and they serve food. But that's why I was like, I wonder if after hours you can do it. Now, let me tell you something about me. I don't always take the first answer. I'm going to call back again and get somebody different and see if I get a different answer. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? But I did call today. I also put out I called Bro Brothers, which is the Black-owned distillery. I called them to try and get a, find out if they could accommodate our group and how much the prices are and stuff like that. So I put in a call to them, and they said they would, they said they would call us back. So I'm gonna get them 24 hours, and if I don't hear from them by Wednesday, I'm gonna call them again. Okay. Now the message did say text message them, but I sent an email. So when I call back on Wednesday, I'll send a text if I don't hear back from them. Okay. Right, Cruiser. Don't get us put out before we even get there. What about outside liquor? Again, I'm sure it'll be like cruise rules. We can bring it boxed up or whatever. But again, I'm sure they don't want us sitting at the tables where there's a bar there drinking liquor we bought from outside. Again, do I think that there are ways to get around it? Y'all know how to drink. Take it up to your room, fix you a cup, come back downstairs. It ain't that serious. But again, for us to just have an open bar in the middle of I just don't feel like that's what they want us to do. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm going to call because what I'm going to find out is if we can do it after the bar, like after the food, like after they stop serving food. Because maybe after they stop serving food, they may be okay with it. So when I call back, I'm a question it a different way. See what I'm saying? What's the brother's name again? To my Bro Brothers. The guy that I talked to, I think his name started with an E. But I didn't talk to him today. I put my own liquor in wine bottles and got it on the cruise ship. You know what? Y'all, baby, the inventive ways that y'all used to get liquor on these cruise ships. And I don't understand because I always just took a bottle of Jack Daniels on the cruise ship and I always got it in. I don't understand why people... Maybe I just got lucky. I don't know. But I can think of at least 3 cruises that I went on pre-pandemic. Because y'all know my first cruise post-pandemic was last summer. But pre-pandemic, I can think of at least 3 cruises where I got a 5th of Jack Daniels on the ship. And I literally all I did was put it in my luggage. Now I wrapped it up. I'm gonna tell you, I think I told y'all this before, the way I used to do it. I always take when I go on a cruise, I always take a pair of jeans, no matter what time of year, no matter where we going, I always take a pair of pants. I always take a pair of pants. Okay. I wrapped the liquor bottle in the pair of pants and I put it in the middle of my suitcase and I packed around that bottle. I always got it in. They never got my liquor. I always got on the ship with my liquor. I don't understand how y'all had to go through all these extravagant people putting it in Listerine bottles and all that. I ain't never had to do all of that. Chuck, I didn't get you put out that restaurant. Chuck gonna tell that story till it ain't no more story to tell, honey. Don't y'all do it. Well, yeah, now I wouldn't do it. Well, now I just get the drink package. It don't make no sense now to get it. I just get the drink package. And then I'm not limited. Like when I get, as much as I love Jack Daniels, I'm not limited when I had a drink package. I can get the drink of the day. I can go to the different bars and get the different specialties. I don't have to keep running back and forth to my room. You know what I'm saying? So your jeans be cruising dirty. Yep. Hey, cross country cruiser. Hey, boo. Yep, sure did. Sure did. All right. Ravine says she's gonna be good on the cruise. Ravine, did you ever get that email from Royal Caribbean I told you were supposed to get? I just want to make sure you got it. Because if not, I'll have to follow up, or you can follow up. But I want to make sure you got that email. Because the lady said she was gonna send you that email that like when we were on the phone with her. Okay. All right, y'all. So I think those are all the church announcements I have. No, you didn't? Oh, shoot. Okay. All right. I have to follow up on that one tomorrow. Cruiser, you got a better memory than me. Remind me we got to call tomorrow and follow up on Ravine not getting that email. Okay. And just for the people that's going on a cruise, Cruise and I have been keeping an eye on the prices just in case the prices drop. We definitely have been keeping an eye on the prices. So just so y'all know, we've been doing that. And actually right now the prices done went up. But at one point the prices, not all the prices, but certain rooms had dropped. All right. Let's get ready to get this thing started.
Close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
Is here. He is closing the doors. It's 187 of y'all in here. Please make sure you haven't done so already to please like the video. Okay, please like the video. I want us to get to like 130 likes. If it's 187 of us in here, if y'all could do that for me, please. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time. Listen, donations are not required, but they are accepted and appreciated. But baby, y'all ain't got to give me nothing. Y'all been good to me for my birthday. But if you want to, if that spirit is on you, just feel free to do it. Just feel free to do it. It is my birthday month and I am still accepting gifts. Okay. So let's get into this. We don't have a lot to talk about today. Y'all know it's Monday night, so the whether you like it or not panel. Woo, y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that thunder? Baby, did y'all hear that thunder? Loretta looking skinny today. Thank you, boo. I don't feel skinny, but thank you, boo. Going to the gym tomorrow. Okay. Monday night, whether you like it or not, panel will be at 8:30 over at the Citadel. Y'all know y'all don't play, so it will be on time tonight. Y'all don't care if ain't nobody backstage but him and Jasmine. He gonna get started. You got a tornado warning? I got a flash flood warning. Let me see if they upgraded it. Because I did get a flash flood warning. I didn't get it. Okay. It ain't come this way. Flash flood, thunderstorm warning, severe weather. That was 50 minutes ago. Okay. Well, thank you for coming through, LaWanda. Thank you, girl. Sound like somebody bowling. Yeah, it's a hell of a bowling game going on over there, honey. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into these things. All right. First of all, I do have a little bit of politics. And I know y'all know I ain't been doing politics, but I guess we'll do a little bit. I'm gonna put this under politics. I'm gonna put this under politics, and I'm gonna add this, and I'm gonna add this, and then we're gonna move on. Okay. Your job keeps you in a chokehold, baby. I understand. Fine, I understand. It's storming here in Tarpon Springs, Florida. Oh, wow. Tarpon Springs, Florida. It's gotten dark here. Thunderstorms coming. Okay, Corey, it's coming your way. Coming through my way, coming your way. So let me just say this, y'all. Clarissa Shields is a troll. And at this point, she's very, very close to me putting her on the list. You know, I know that everybody didn't agree with my point of view on the whole Remy Ma Papoose situation of it all. And that's fine. Everybody has a right to their opinion and feel the way they feel, and that's great. But part of the reason why I felt the way I felt about the Remy Ma Papoose situation is because Clarissa Shields is a troll. And I'm sick of her. And she used to do stuff and say stuff that would poke at Remy Ma. And I'm not saying Remy Ma is innocent or she's perfect or that everything was handled in their relationship perfectly. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is when she came down here a couple of weeks ago and when she said to Papoose, every time she say something about me, I'm going to spill some tea. What's up, Six Sad World? Hey, boo. She was like, every time she come down here on this internet and she speak on me, I'm coming for you because you need to control her because I'm not bothering y'all. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not bothering y'all. I'm doing my thing. Even if y'all believe that Remy Ma cheated on Papoose and treated Papoose terribly, Remy Ma ain't been down here trolling. She really has not been down here bothering nobody. She really hasn't. Even if you believe that she cheated on Papoose first and da-da-da-da-da. So I say all that to say this. It's almost like Clarissa wants Remy Ma to go off again. And I feel like somebody got in Remy Ma's head and was like, girl, stop. Just you put it out there. Y'all went back and forth. It wasn't a good look for either one of y'all. Y'all brought the kids into it. Just let it go. Just let it go. And I feel like that's what she did. Remy Ma had her birthday. She went on her birthday trip with her friends. She looked like she had a good time. And she has just been doing her whole thing. So she's been making little comments here and there, right? But this weekend there was a fight. And all of them were at the fight. Papoose and Clarissa Shields were at the fight on one side of the ring. Remy Ma was there with Fat Joe on the other side of the ring. And, you know, as far as we know, there was no altercation. They were also at Summer Jam together, right? Papoose, Remy Ma, they were all at Summer Jam together. There was no problem. So today or yesterday, Clarissa Shields decided to come down to the internet and she posted and said, I guess one of the boxers came out to lean back, you know, Terror Squad with Remy Ma and Fat Joe. So she posted on her internet, on her social media, I don't think anybody should come out to lean back anymore. Why for? Like, how does anybody's song that they choose to walk out to the ring in or to or whatever, how does that in any way, shape, or form affect you? And why did you feel the need to speak on it? See, now when Remy Ma come down here and cuss Papoose out again and put Papoose business in the street again, then everybody gonna be saying Remy wrong, Remy wrong, Remy wrong. But this woman has been constantly poking at Remy for the last couple of weeks. And it's just stupid, unnecessary stuff. And it's like, now when she leaned back on your ass, Then everybody going to be like, what she say that for? What she say that for? Why she say that? And then she's been trolling Layla Ali for years. She wants to box Layla Ali. Now, Layla Ali then came down here. She finally responded to her. And Layla Ali, hey, another round. How you doing, boo? Child, you see they finally going to bring back Ready to Love. Child, don't nobody even care no more. Don't nobody even care no more. Melly say she act like Remy not a shooter. She better act like she know. So she comes after Layla Ali. Layla Ali really been paying her dust. I mean, she been making little comments here and there, but she honestly ain't been paying that woman no attention. So finally, Layla Ali says, I tell you what, I'll fight you for $10, $15 million. Now, the reality of the situation is, do I think that they could get a purse for a female boxing match for $10 to $15 million? Meh. And that's probably how Layla Ali feels about it too. Like, nah. What's up, powerful? Y'all had a good time in Cabo, I'm sure. I saw a few, pictures and stuff. Y'all look like y'all had a good time. Excuse me. I'm like, here's the thing, though. First of all, Layla Ali has not been bothering you. I understand that when it comes to female boxing, there are very few greats, like standouts when it comes. And Layla Ali revolutionized that sport. Like, she's royalty. She's royalty. And she revolutionized the sport, right? So I understand that. I 100% understand that. But on the flip side, that woman, 50 years old, married with kids. Why are you bothering her? She is not the Layla Ali that would have probably knocked your ass out. She's not that same person. So even if Layla Ali agrees to fight you, she only going to be doing it for the money. She only going to be doing it for the money. I know she's in boxing shape, but let me tell you something, Lauren. Being in boxing shape and being able to perform as a boxer are two different things. Let me tell you something. Father Time is undefeated. And that's no disrespect to Layla Ali. I'm just saying your reflexes aren't as fast. You know what I'm saying? Your ability to take a punch might not be at the same level. You might still be at your boxing weight. You might still be able to do a gym regimen and run and do all the things that you could do when you were training, but your body just physically is not the same. We see it all the time with athletes. Tom Brady was still in football shape. That didn't mean that he was the same Tom Brady. You know, we see it all the time. And so I feel like you were going for Layla Ali. Right. The knees ain't the same. Yeah, exactly. What's up, princess? Hey, boo. I feel like you were going for Layla Ali because at one point in time, she was the pinnacle. And I get that. You probably grew up idolizing her, wanting to beat her, yada, 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 yada. But girl, why do you keep bothering that woman? That woman has been very gracious to you. And if anything, at this point, you should be respecting her as the elder and really be trying. You really should want to make her a mentor. Like, you really should have been like, what can I do? How can you help me? Because Layla Ali shattered the ceiling, but now it's time for the next person to come through it. Anyway. Right, 25-year-old Layla ain't 50-year-old Layla, right? And it does, she still look good, and she probably could give us a good show. But y'all remember about a year ago? It was almost a year ago now. Last November when we had the Mike Tyson fight, yeah, kind of like that. Layla been retired. Layla been retired. She been retired for years. Thank you, DB. But anyway, she's a troll, and I didn't even mean to give her this much attention. Child, she's a troll. Moving right along. And she about to be on the list. She about to be on the list of people we just not talking about no more. She really about to be on the list. Okay. Britt Eady hopefully this is the last time we have to speak on this woman. Britt Eady has come down to the social media and told us in the news of the day. In our news of the day, let me read y'all. Britt Eady dropped her reunion look. Girl, don't nobody care about your reunion look. You didn't show up to the reunion. That's number one. Britt Eady posted this on her social media, and it says the following. As I close this chapter, I want to thank everyone who supported me, my friends, my followers, my amazing team, and everyone who defended my name. I've decided to walk away from something that no longer serves me because I chose peace over destroying my mental. It's very clear to say, it's very easy to say what I should have done when most have not walked a day in my shoes. I choose me. And a lot of people can't say they choose themselves. I still have a lot of healing left to do, but you can't heal in the same place that made you sick. I don't owe anyone closure. I only owe myself to do what's best for me. My journey here is done. Girl, bye. First of all, you're right. I should have read it through my nose. Damn, Melly. I should have read it through my nose. You're right. First of all, girl, don't nobody care. Second of all, we knew you weren't coming back when you didn't show up to the reunion, because very few people, much less first year women, get a chance to not show up to the reunion. Like, that's not how that works. Number three, you filed that bullshit lawsuit because it ain't even a real lawsuit. Y'all heard that? Because it ain't even a real lawsuit at this point. We don't even know what that was you filed. So the reality is you absolutely were not planning to come back, and that's fine. At this point, I'm just starting to feel like somebody planted her on that show, because you can't be that delusional. You can't be that delusional. But anyway, Britt gone, child, and that's it. I hope, child, I need a little more color on my lips. I do have on a color, but you can't hardly see it. Y'all know I need another color on my lip. Okay, that's better. Y'all know I need a color. I need color. Okay. Not change the whisper color. Oh, speaking of Clipse, baby, have y'all watched? First of all, have y'all watched the Clipse Tiny Desk concert? And have y'all listened to their new album? Baby, let me tell you something. If you were a Clipse fan, you need it. You need it in your life. If you are not a Clipse fan, but you're just a hip-hop head, you need it in your life. If you don't know who the Clipse is, go watch their Tiny Desk concert. We're talking about real bars. We're talking about real bars. Baby, Savon, I'm telling you, treat yourself. Oh, speaking of treat yourself, baby, this morning I went to Dunkin' Donuts now. But the Clipse album is fire. Yes, thank you for the super chat. Yes, lady. That lady, 1982. Baby, that's, first of all, the song, what's it called? Birds? What's it called? The song about their parents dying? Baby. Ooh, that thing did something to me. And when you listen to the words, ooh, that thing was something good. For those who don't know who the Clipse are a rap duo. They're brothers. And one of the brothers became like a born-again Christian. And so he wasn't doing rap. He wasn't doing, he was only doing things that he felt had that served a religious purpose, or that served the Lord in that manner. And over the years, he's done some projects, but only projects that, he felt served where he was in his life. And they decided to do an album. And one of the things, his father was like a deacon in a church and everything. And one of the last conversations he had with his father told him, "You're too hard on yourself. Like, you're really too hard on yourself." And he said, coming from my father. They were talking about music and him doing, like, getting back to doing rap, right? And his father told him, like, you're too hard on yourself. Like, it's okay. Like, you can rap. It's okay if you want to rap. If that's what makes you happy, if that's what serves you, it's okay. And that was one of the first. He said he felt like, well, his father said it to him. It's got to be some validity there. Like, his father was like, do it. And his father was a deacon. And when his father passed away, he found some of his father's papers that basically spoke to that as well, to say, I think he's being too hard, on himself. Like, I'm paraphrasing, this isn't a quote, but how can I help him understand that if this is his passion, it's okay. And y'all gotta watch it. They've done a couple of interviews too where they explain a little bit more, but Pusha T and Malice, baby. Like I said, if you are a fan of the Clipse, it's a must-have. If you just if you one of these young folks, with my Xavier, you need to listen to their and they're from Virginia, and they rep Virginia like they rep Virginia. They were y'all know what I'm talking about. Pharrell did a lot of their beats. That was their producer. So anyway, somebody mentioned it. Yeah, okay. Speaking of people that need to go sit down somewhere, Angelo Ball's soon to be ex-wife / baby mama, she done came down to this good internet, and she's trying to say that Nikki Baby has been trolling her behind the scenes. Now, for those who need me to refresh your memory on what we're talking about, Angelo Ball, former NBA player, now rapper, was dating Nikki Baby. Now, I say his ex-wife. I didn't think they were married. I thought they were just boyfriend and girlfriend. But anyway, she's the father of 2 of his children. They were together. He cheated on her and started dating this other lady, who he then got pregnant and married. Okay. Now, he didn't file for divorce from the lady only 3 months after they got married. But in the meantime, her name is Rashida Nicole, says that Nikki Baby was trolling her behind the scenes. Now, I'm going to read y'all what this woman just said on this good internet. It says, I was really trying to chill because I am pregnant. But I'm so tired of this bitch keep talking about me. So let's talk about it. It's giving obsessed. Now, Nikki Baby did an interview on the Jason Lee show. But okay. You are so focused on blaming me for y'all problems. He decided to leave. I do not mention you, nor do I care. This lady has harassed me the entire time behind the scenes, trying to have people call me to take care of my baby, to, get rid of my baby, wishing death on my unborn child, and so much more. I'm done. And just a PSA, my due date is in December. So again, y'all do the math. We don't have to do the math. What math do we need to do? Thank you for all the free promo, though, while I'm baking this beautiful baby. Promo for what, ma'am? What are you selling? Thank you to all the negative, miserable people for your expert opinions and comments, because you know what's going on in my life better than I do. How could I ever forget? Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show, because I know I am. Let her cook. I'm just loading up. Girl. There's a couple of things as it relates to this. First of all, we don't need to do the math. Just because you weren't pregnant when he left his wife or girlfriend doesn't change the fact that y'all was sleeping together. Because literally, the weekend that he left his wife, girlfriend, I'm sorry. Literally the weekend that he left Nikki Baby, the 2 of y'all were on the internet, posted up, taking pictures, and you were trolling her. I remember vividly that you were trolling her. So if the woman who was living with this man, who had 2 babies, one baby, the second baby was only 4 months old when he left, decides that she want to say some nasty stuff to you, and I'm not excusing threatening the baby. I'm not excusing that. But if that woman want to come and make nasty comments and talk to her friends, and even if her friends want to reach out to you, I'm be honest with you. I don't feel no kind of way about it. Now again, I'm not threatening the baby part. All right, well, you know, the baby didn't have nothing to do with it, but Nikki baby, I think is white. But I think she's mixed. Like she white. If you want us to feel sorry for you, I'm sorry, that's not happening over here. Now I can't speak for everybody, but man, that's not happening over here. And don't nobody feel sorry for you over here. Nobody feels she's African Arab. Okay, thank you, little baby, because I knew she wasn't straight white. I knew it was something. Okay, she's African Arab. Yeah, so girl, nobody feels sorry for you. That man was living with that woman with a 4-month-old and another child when he left her. And literally that same weekend that he left her, y'all were posted all over social media, basically in that woman's face. She has 2 kids. So I don't feel no kind of way about it. That man, you see, because what happened was you thought you had won. You thought you had the prize. And then that man got you pregnant and you really thought you won the prize. And now he done filed, and then you got him to marry you and you really thought you won the prize. And now he filed for divorce. Did y'all see that lightning? Now he done filed for divorce. And the people are down on the internet trolling you. And now you in your feelings. Wasn't Nikki baby out here taking people's men before this dude? I don't know. Toya, Taya, I don't know. I know she was dating that Molly guy for a while when she was on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I know she was dating that Molly guy. He's a producer. I know she was dating him. But as far as after that, I honestly don't know. He seems impulsive and immature. Don't some of these women think instead of always jumping in the wind? You know, unfortunately, women, and I ain't even gonna say it's young women because old women do it too. We just, when I say we, I'm not saying I'm one of those people. I'm saying we as women. We always think we different. Oh, I know what he did with her, but he didn't love her. Oh, he told me that she did this. Oh, he told me that she did that. Oh, well, and y'all always be falling for the damn okie doke. All right, let's keep going, child, because, you know, we got to be off of here by 8. Well, really about 8:20, honey. About 8:20 so I can get over there. All right. So that's La Angelo Ball. They said that Trey Songz done attacked a cameraman down to the place. In the words of Nene, you never win playing dirty. Ah, shit. I go dropping my pen, y'all. Y'all know how I feel about when I don't have my pen. Baby, they said that Trey Songz done attacked this cameraman down to the place. I don't understand why these people can't stay out of trouble. So let me read y'all the article. Trey Songz is under investigation for assaulting a cameraman hired to film an event. Trey Songz is facing new legal trouble after a cameraman accused the singer of physically assaulting him in an incident reportedly captured on video. Isa Mansour shared video footage with TMZ of a violent encounter with Trey Songz that took place on July 13th at the Ivy in Huntington, New York. All these damn pop-ups. The venue owner had hired Mansour to photograph and film the event where Songz was allegedly booked to perform. Tensions flared when Songz allegedly stepped in front of the Ivy's logo for photos and was quickly surrounded by fans asking for pictures. According to reports, the birthday song singer grew visibly frustrated as the crowd grew. In the chaos, a woman can be heard yelling at someone before a scuffle breaks out, at which point Songz allegedly turned his anger toward Mansour, who was filming the scene. Video footage shows Songz' real name. Oh, child, we don't care about that. approaching Mansour and knocking his camera to the ground. When the venue owner stepped in to defend the cameraman, saying, "That's my guy," Songz allegedly snapped back, "I don't give a fuck," and got in the owner's face with a clenched fist. Mansour claims the singer punched him in the side of the head, slammed him against a wall, and destroyed 2 of his cameras during the altercation. After the scene cleared, Mansour called the police and filed a report, prompting an investigation. He later went to the emergency room where he underwent a CT scan and x-rays. He says the incident left him with a concussion, severe migraine, and ankle pain, all of which required pain medication for treatment. This marks the latest string of violent incidents involving Songz that have led to legal action. Shut up, Cruiser. He said, "I don't give a fuck." That's what he said. That's what he said. Y'all, what's wrong with these people? So you were frustrated because the fans were there. They had access to you. They were surrounding you. I feel like that is what you were upset about. But instead of finding a way out of there, like you didn't have security, the club didn't have security. Like instead of finding a way out of there, you decided to assault allegedly the cameraman. Can Virginia disown him? Well, I just gave y'all the clips. I just gave the clips a whole big up. So I mean, you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. There you go. He needs some serious therapy. He needs something powerful. He needs something. All right. We almost at the end. He needs to deal with trauma of his past. What trauma he got? I mean, I don't know him like that. I'm not even being funny. I just don't follow him like that. What trauma this man have that he need to work out? We got 283 people in the chat. Can we get to 250 likes, please? Virginia needs to disown Timberland too. He has family trauma. Well, he need to work it out. Because it ain't everybody else's fault. And you have the resources to get the help you need, child. All right. Now, let me tell y'all. I went over my parents' house on Saturday, right? And when I was at my parents' house on Saturday, my nephew, you know, he loved to play games. My mother plays games with him a lot, right? So I'm sitting here, you know, talking to him, talking to my mom. He was like, "I want to play Uno." I said, "All right, we could play some Uno. We could play some Uno before I leave. No problem, no problem." So we sit down to play some Unos, me, him, my mother, and my sister. 4 of us, we playing some Uno. I look up. What up, Danny? Hey, boo. My mama and my nephew are cheating. They are teamed up. They done linked up. They high-fiving. She playing playing wild cards, changing the color, knowing he got that color in his hand. I said, "Why are y'all cheating?" My mother told my son, "We're not cheating. You're cheating. You are absolutely cheating." I say that to say, I come home last night and I am scrolling through the internets and the outernets, and they said that down to Las Vegas, they about to add Uno as a card game you can play down to the casino and win money. Now I gotta figure out how I can dress my 8-year-old nephew up and get him in the casino because he a card shark. Okay, he is a card shark. No, they wouldn't let me stack them. I wanted to stack them. Ravine said we're not even at 200. They can't do that in Vegas. Well, they said they about to add Uno to the Vegas, to the clubs, to the casinos down to the Vegas. They can't cheat like that in Vegas. I said, but baby, next time I go to Vegas, which I don't know the next time I'm going to Vegas, child. I might not be no time soon. Because honestly, I feel like the next time I go to Vegas is either going to be for a concert or for a football game. I can't really honestly see me going to Vegas just to vacation and hang out. I feel like I've been there and I've done that and I'm kind of just over it. You know what I'm saying? Because the last 2 times I went to Vegas, it just wasn't the same. It's so crowded, it's so busy, it's so much going on. It's just not the same. You're going next month. I mean, that's not to discourage anybody else, but I've been to Vegas. I've probably been to Vegas about 6 or 7 times. And when I first started going to Vegas, it was just different. I mean, it wasn't, I mean, of course, stuff was there or whatever, but it was just different. I'm going for next month for my 50th. Baby, you're going to have a good time. Let's be clear. You can have a good time in Vegas. I'm just talking about me. I think the last time I went to Vegas was with Abby. It was so crowded. That weekend they had the F1 car series there. So it was crowded because they had something going on. But it was just so much. I was like, damn, like it was like, can't do nothing. Like I remember walking up and down the strip and, but we really didn't get a good experience either. Because when we went, Abby, we went for the RuPaul's drag race. And then we decided to drive to LA. So we didn't go to like old Fremont. I mean, we didn't do the Fremont experience and we didn't do all of that. So I've been every time of year. Classic qualifier. I've been in the summer. I've been in the spring. I've been in fall. I've been at Christmas time. I'd have been to Vegas summer, spring, winter, fall. I'd have been there all the times. But again, I'm not saying I would never go back. I'm just saying it has to be, it would probably be for a concert or it would probably be for a football game. Again, I just don't feel like that's someplace where I would like tell my friends, hey y'all, let's just go to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't freezing, but Abby was cold. I wasn't cold, but like my friend Cruiser told me, it's different for people who live up north. Cold is different. It's relative. So, yeah, going in October for football. Now that's perfect weather is fall and spring. Summer is definitely not. I mean, it's a desert. So, they said that the tourist is down due to ice, but I don't know. They said the tourism is down, but then people who live in Vegas say it's not. So I think it's relative. I need to check out of the rage rooms and daytime helicopter ride the next time that I go. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of stuff to do in Vegas that I've never done. Like, there's plenty of stuff to do, I want to eat, people watch and shop. There's some good food in Vegas. Now, listen, you can get everything in Vegas from good cheap food to good expensive food. Abby, it was not 30 degrees. It was absolutely not 30 degrees. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You would have to show me proof of that. It was not 30 degrees. Absolutely not. Abby be exaggerating. It was not 30 degrees. 30 degrees, Abby. Now, at night, the temperatures dropped. But again, we were in the desert. We were in the desert. Anyway, moving right along. I ain't doing this with Abby. Spring was better, in my opinion. Yeah, I've been, like I said, I've been all times. And again, I'm not saying I hate Vegas. That's not what I'm saying. Now, there's some places that I'm like, I will never go back. Vegas isn't one of those places that I'm like, I would never go back there. It's just, you've been somewhere and you feel like you've just done it all. But yeah, Vegas has really good cheap food, and then they've got really good expensive food. They have every level. Exactly, Tracy. 30 degrees at 2 a.m. when we were right. Exactly. Right. Sharice said we both talked about how right, but it wasn't 30 degrees cold, Abby. It was not 30 degrees cold. Would I go back to Essence Fest? I never say never, but it would really, honestly, it would just depend on who. It would depend on who is there. I would never say never, but it's definitely not at the top of my things to do in July, because that's my birthday. Essence Fest is always around my birthday is July the 2nd, so Essence Fest being 4th of July, All right, let's get into it. Young Thug is asking for some assistance with his sentencing. If you guys remember, Young Thug and the YSL trial was the trial that never ended. And in the end, Young Thug actually ended up taking a plea deal. So now he is actually asking the judge to modify that plea deal. Young Thug and his attorney have submitted a motion to have his sentence modified. The rapper agreed to a non-negotiated guilty plea in December. Judge Paige Whitaker sentenced him to 40 years with 5 years to serve in prison, but commuted to time served. She also gave Williams 15 years probation. On July the 7th, these pop-ups. On July the 7th, Will's attorney, Brian Steele, filed a motion to request a hearing to change his sentence. The filing did not mention any specifics, but cited Georgia law that a motion to modify can be filed within 1 year of the sentence. I feel like that was the plan all along, was that they agreed to this so that they could get the trial over, knowing that they had a year to file a modification. I feel like... Mommy. Sorry about that. And I feel like they feel like it's been about a year. He's been on good behavior. He hasn't gotten any trouble. He hasn't done anything stupid. And I feel like they're gonna go to the judge and ask the judge to reduce his probation. And let me say this: I don't have a problem with them wanting to reduce the probation. I think a 15-year probation is ridiculous. It's just I just think 15 years is ridiculous. You know, his attorneys begged him not to take that deal. What? Sorry, y'all. Let me turn my phone on. Child, that's the group chat. That's the family group chat. Sorry, I got some. They talking. So, Young Thug could have stayed in with less probation. Yeah. Now, if his attorneys begged him not to take the deal, I feel like that he should have. Honestly, I feel like by the time we got to the end of that trial, I would have rolled the dice because I feel like he might have got acquitted. I just feel like he might have got acquitted. The way that trial was going and all the witnesses that didn't want to testify or didn't say what the prosecution wanted them to say, the accusations against the prosecution, the judge having to recuse himself. Baby, that thing has so many twists and turns and ups and downs and holes and shit. I would have rolled the dice. Now, I understand he had been in jail and he was probably ready to go home. But my thing is this: hell, you've been locked up all this time. We're at the end of the road. I would have just listened. And I know it's easier said than done. I know it's easy for us on the outside to say roll the dice. But, baby, I would have had to roll the dice on that thing. Especially the way the trial was going. Oh, I don't think he was running out of money. I don't. Now, where that money was coming from might be a different conversation, but I don't think he was running out. I could be wrong. But I don't think that was the issue. Especially if his lawyers were telling him not to take the deal. I don't think that was an issue. All right. So there's that. All right. Teddy Bridgewater, former football player, was coaching in high school, and he has been fired from his coaching job. And you guys would not believe why he was fired. So let me read to y'all what's going on, okay? Allegedly, he was fired as a high school coach after he admitted to paying thousands for players, Uber rides, meals, and recovery-related costs. So let me read y'all what he posted down to the internet, okay? He said, "Damn, people done caused all of this confusion. Got a phone call tonight, and it's no real investigation going on. I told you, I have to be an employee to be investigated. Now the paperwork thing still stands, but there is no investigation. We self-reported." Vern and his administrative homeboys want me gone, apparently, and tried to hire one of my dogs like bro wasn't. Sir! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell into the microphone. But why you couldn't? Well, my. Look who done fell out the clouds. Hey, King Pain Boo. How you doing, my love? Yeah. All right, I'm going to read it again. Vern and his administrative homeboys want me gone, apparently, and tried to hire one of my dogs like bro wasn't going to lace me up. The suspension came from MNW, and it was impossible to suspend someone who doesn't work for you. So if I'm suspended from MNW, I'm free to go another school of my choice, but I'm not going anywhere. And if it comes down to it, I will volunteer from the bleachers like I used to in 2018 and 2019 with no problem. This is my last post about this BS. So So essentially, what I have been able to gather from this wonderful press release that he's put out, he was coaching the football team, but he wasn't on payroll. He was probably volunteering his time, so they didn't have to actually pay him. But they were investigating him because allegedly he was doing things that were violating the rules. So his thing is, I can't be investigated if I'm not actually on payroll. But you, but and now he's saying that they told him basically they don't want him coaching the team anymore. And he's saying, well, fine, if I can't be a coach on the field, I'll just coach from the stands. I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna keep coaching these kids. So let me say this. In life, there are rules. And we don't always like the rules. We don't always think that the rules are fair. We don't always want to follow the rules. And in some situations, you can work and get rules changed. You can go through whatever the process. I was talking to a friend of mine today, and we were talking about making amendments to things and how you have to go through the process of changing things. Hold on, this is my mom, and I know why she's calling me. Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. I knew why my mother was calling. I had to talk to her, so sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, so what I was saying about rules. So here's the thing. Even if you're doing something for the right reason, the rules exist for a reason. So if you're coaching a high school team, you're coaching a high school football team, and you are using your wealth to help the team in a way that violates the rules. The part of the reason why the rules exist is so there's a even playing field for all teams. So if you're using money, it says here that he used money to pay for players. Now I don't even know what that means, but we know that goes without saying that giving players money is, especially on the high school level, that is, you can't do that. Now it doesn't say what he was paying players to do, but it says he was paying for Uber rides. Let me tell y'all something. As a teacher, let me tell you, we are not allowed to do that in my district. And I know people might be like, well, what's the big deal? You paying for Uber? What's the big deal? We're not allowed to do that in my district because God forbid that Uber gets into an accident. And what I mean now, a kid has their own Uber account and the parent says they can come home on Uber. That's not what I'm talking about. But if I order an Uber for a child and that child goes home on my Uber account, God forbid there's an accident, who you think they coming to? So again, it may sound harmless. Well, what's the big deal if a player on his team, parent can't pick them up and he just got them an Uber ride? And I know a lot of people might say, well, that's better than him taking them because, people might feel some kind of way if he drives them home. But the reality is the rules are the rules. And when I first started teaching, it wasn't an issue. I mean, Uber wasn't an issue either. But baby, I remember I used to take students home when I used to coach volleyball. I had to take kids home all the time. I would never do that now. I would never put a child in my car today. But 20 years ago, I did it without even thinking about it. It was no big deal. I did it all the time. I would never do that now. So I know it seems like, well, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? Well, the big deal is you're not allowed to do it. Simple. You're not allowed to do it. Anyway, I think his intention is in the right place, but I think people need to understand that rules exist for a reason, and you don't get to break the rules just because you're not technically on payroll. You don't get to break the rules because even as a volunteer, you still have to follow the rules. Now listen, I don't have the whole story in front of me. I'm just going by the information that's here. So if it's more to the story, I'll be glad to hear the breakdown, but I'm just going by what I was told. Okay. Going by what I was told, okay? All right, last two stories, and then we're going to head on over to, y'all know, but we headed on over to the Whether You Like It or Not panel. Y'all, they done robbed Beyonce. Now, listen. Where's my pen? They done robbed Beyonce, y'all. This is crazy. Hold on, y'all. So they said that they done robbed Beyonce down to the Atlanta. Now, y'all know that Beyonce been in Atlanta for the whole week doing her shows. So I think tonight is the third and final night, or last night was the third and final night. And baby, they done robbed Beyonce. Now, listen what it says here. It says, now this is coming from Us Weekly. Police in Atlanta are working hard to track down thieves who allegedly stole unreleased music from Beyonce out of her choreographer's car this weekend. On Monday, July the 14th, it was reported that Beyonce's choreographer, Christopher Grant, and one of her dancers, DeAndre Blue, told authorities that thieves broke into the pair's SUV and stole several items, including drives that hold unreleased music, as well as past and future set lists and footage plans for the singer's Cowboy Carter tour. The theft took place less than 48 hours before Beyonce's final show in the city on Thursday, July the 10th. The pair also told authorities they parked the rental car at the Krog Street Market around 8 p.m. on July the 8th before the theft took place. Mr. Grant advised he was also carrying some personal sensitive information for for Beyonce. Now, I don't know what that personal sensitive information is, but baby, he advised that he was her choreographer and Mr. DeAndre Blue was a dancer for her, and that her hard drives for her upcoming show in Atlanta were stolen also. The hard drives contain watermarked music, some unreleased music, footage plans for the show, and past and future set lists. The pair also said clothing, laptops, sunglasses, and AirPods were among the stolen items. Authorities were able to track the headphones to an undisclosed location. I conducted a suspicious stop in the area due to the information that was relayed to me, the officer wrote in the report. There were several cars in the area, also that the AirPods were pinging to that area also after further investigation. A silver, they didn't put the exact make and model of the car, which had traveled into that zone, was moving at the same time as tracking the AirPods. On Monday, July the 14th, authorities stated the suspects could have rented a red 2025 Hyundai Elantra with a Georgia license plate. Beyonce is scheduled to close out her slate of performances in Atlanta on Monday. The enormously successful Cowboy Carter tour has, now they're talking about who was there, child. We don't care who went to the show. Listen. So, look. Come here. This message is for the thieves. Come here. This message is for the thieves. Everybody else, y'all can stand down. Everybody else, y'all can stand down. This message is for the thieves and for the thieves only. Thieves, y'all come here. The thieves, come to the front. Come to the front. Come to the front. Now this, y'all didn't ask me. Y'all didn't ask me, but here's what I'm going to tell y'all. The clothes and the sunglasses, maybe. Maybe. Okay, if you found some clothes in your size, the sunglasses, maybe. Okay, maybe. Them iPods, if you haven't already, let it go. Just let that go. The laptops, let it go. Let it go. As far as the music, they just told you, in that article, they just told you it's watermarked. They just told you what it is. I know you might be tempted. I know you might be tempted because you feel like you're in possession of something that people want. I know you're tempted. Baby, let that thing go. Let it go. Let it go. And I'm not saying this just because it's Beyonce. What I'm saying to you is this. If the music is watermarked and the documents that you have are watermarked, they gonna find you. They gonna know it was you. And it don't matter how much money you are being offered, you're gonna be paying for an attorney with that money. Those are your attorney's fees. I'm just saying, those are gonna be your attorney's fees. That's all I'm saying. Now, you probably didn't know who you was robbing, and you probably didn't know what you had until you got home. Okay? You probably did not know what you had and who it was until you got home. But they said it. They telling y'all that stuff is marked. You might not see it. You might not see the mark. You might not know how it's being tracked, but it's there. They just told you. They told you it's there. Let it go. Let it go. Baby, let that thing go. First of all, in today's day and age, they probably got you on camera somewhere. There are cameras everywhere now, especially in major cities. They probably have you on camera at this point. They know what kind of car you got, which tells me they at least have a name. If they're saying that they suspect that you rented a vehicle, that means they got whoever name you put on that document, that paperwork, that's who name they got. Now, I don't care if you put John Doe, if you put your mama name, if you put your cousin name. They know somebody. They traced you down to a car. They said the Hyundai Elantra, red, 2025, which means they know who you are, girl. They love, listen, I'm just trying to tell you something. Just let that go. Go on and enjoy them Louis Vuitton sunglasses, them Gucci frames. If it's a purse in there, baby, just enjoy the purse. Floss it, put it on. If you want to sell it, put it on Poshmark. I don't know. But baby, don't you touch. Don't you do nothing with that music. Listen to it, enjoy it in the privacy of your own home. And then when the music come out, just know the words. And people be like, how you learn the words so fast? Be like, I don't even know, girl. Don't you tell nobody. Let that thing go. Hey, Felicia, thank you, boo. Abby said, dear thieves, don't do it because they gonna get you as soon as it hit the light of day. Sincerely, to be hot. Exactly. Dan said I wouldn't even press play. I wouldn't even play the music. So for all the people that's asking why, listen, y'all, people get robbed all the time. You go somewhere, you have stuff in the car, you park the car for whatever reason, you park in the car, and you go in. They said they was down at the market. Maybe they were shopping. I don't know. People leave shit in their car all the time. We ain't about to sit here and turn the victims. We're not gonna take the people the people who was victimized and blame them. Them people was riding around doing whatever the hell it was they were doing. They have unreleased music because they're the choreographer, and he or she was probably putting together choreography because y'all know Beyonce is always working on the next thing. Y'all already know that, right? Beyonce is always working on the next thing. Y'all know she got Act 3 coming out. That's probably some Act 3 music that they was working on. So they have that stuff because they're literally working probably while they're on tour. Beyonce is probably already rehearsing for Act 3. Wherever Act 3 is going to be, whether it's going to be a residency or it's going to be another tour, she already rehearsing for Act 3. Y'all already know how this goes. So I don't want people to be like, well, why would they have that? Because they working. They working. You know, and don't get me wrong. I hear what people saying. Well, why in the world would you have that type of stuff in your car? Well, you know, people carry expensive shit in their car all the time. You know? But to the thieves, let that thing go. That's my 2 cents that you didn't ask for. Moving right along. Let's get into this last story so we can get ready to get out of here, honey. Gotta get my timestamp. Okay. Cesar Pena, for those of you who don't know who Cesar Pena is, Cesar Pena, whatever. He is the guy that was mixed up with DJ Envy with the flipping jersey. He was indicted last year. His wife was indicted. We know DJ Envy was in trouble. It was a whole lot of stuff. So here's the latest update on that case. This was released. This is a press release. It came out Thursday, July the 10th. Now, if you want the legal breakdown, y'all go over to Pam. Pam did a whole legal breakdown. A whole little breakdown on her channel. Can one of my mods drop that link from Pam's video from earlier today? She did a whole breakdown, you guys. But let's read through this press release. It says, New Jersey real estate investor and online influencer is charged with committing multi-million-dollar investment fraud scheme, laundering drug proceeds, and bribing a New Jersey politician. Now, this is alleged. This is the allegations, okay? A federal grand jury returned an indictment charging a New Jersey real estate investor and influencer with committing a multi-million-dollar Ponzi-like investment fraud scheme, conspiring to launder drug proceeds, laundering money represented to be drug proceeds as part of a sting operation, and bribing a New Jersey politician. U.S. Attorney Alina Habba announced today. Cesar Pena, a.k.a. Flippin' New Jersey, 47 of Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, was charged by criminal indictment with 2 counts of wire fraud and 1 count of money laundering conspiracy, 2 counts of money laundering and 1 count of bribery concerning programs receiving federal funds. Pena's initial appearance and arraignment on the indictment have not yet been scheduled. Here's a quote from the U.S. Attorney. It says, Cesar Pena is alleged to have misappropriated millions of dollars of people's hard-earned money, laundered money for narcotic traffickers, and bribed the politicians in the furtherance of real estate projects. This multi-year torrent of criminal activity hurt investors around the United States, facilitated the scourge of narcotics trafficking, and undermined confidence in our public officials. The U.S. Attorney's Office is committed to working with our law enforcement partners to root out these types of illicit activities that threaten our communities. Today's indictment against Cesar Pena is due to the diligent work of the DEA and our law enforcement partners when targeting these individuals who place greed and profit over the welfare of others. Mr. Alejandro Pena chose to use it to expand his criminal activities. His actions, along with his willingness to launder money from drug proceeds, is no different than those individuals flooding our streets with illicit and diverted narcotics, exasperating an already addictive and deadly opioid crisis. The DEA will continue to hold these people accountable. Leveraging his social media prominence, it is alleged that Cesar Pena provided services for narcotics traffickers, bribed a government official, and defrauded unsuspecting investors out of millions of dollars, all for personal gain. Today's indictment is a reminder of IRS-CI's commit to work alongside with our law enforcement partners to ensure bad actors are held accountable. Under the guise of being an entrepreneur with his clients' best interests at heart, Cesar Pena allegedly defrauded dozens of investors of millions of dollars. His alleged actions did not stop at fraud, but involved bribery, money laundering, and conspiring to launder illicit funds from the sale of drugs. The FBI and its partners will continue to work tirelessly to ensure that these criminals are brought to justice, Special Agent in Charge Stephanie Roddy said. Investment fraud is simply a crime of greed. In this case, Cesar Pena allegedly solicited dozens of individuals to provide him millions of dollars to purchase and invest in residential properties. However, instead of sharing the profits, he defrauded his investors in a Ponzi scheme. Postal inspectors will continue to work with our law enforcement partners to combat financial fraud and protect the American people, according to documents filed in this case and statements made in court. Pena partnered with a celebrity DJ and radio personality to conduct real estate seminars around the country. Through these seminars, self-promotional efforts, and other marketing strategies, Pena developed a significant social media following. Starting in at least 2017, Pena began accepting investments from individual investors for the alleged purchase, remodel, and sale of specific real estate properties in New Jersey and other states. To induce investors, Pena often promised 30% or higher returns on investment within 4 to 5 months. But instead of using investors' funds as promised, Pena commingled and misappropriated investors' money, including by using new investor funds to pay off prior investors in a Ponzi-like scheme and spending investors' funds on unauthorized business and personal expenditures. Thus far, the investigation has revealed that Pena defrauded dozens of investors and millions of dollars. Child. Pena also conspired to launder illicit funds, including from the sale of controlled substances for various individuals he knew were engaged in criminal activities. Pena further laundered money, and that individual acting in the direction of law enforcement represented was drug proceeds as part of a sting operation. In addition, he bribed a local official of Paterson, New Jersey, in connection with real estate-related projects in Paterson. For example, Pena provided cash and other bribes to the official in exchange for official action, assistance, and influence in connection with Pena's Old School 5 development project, which has pending applications before the Paterson Zoning Board of Adjustment. The charges of wire fraud carry a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison and a fine of $250,000 or twice the gross amount of any pecuniary gain and any persons derived from the offense or of the gain or of the loss sustained by any victims in the offense, whichever is greatest. The charges of money laundering, conspiracy, and money laundering each carry a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison. The charge of bribery concerning programs receiving federal funds carries a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison and a fine of $250,000. Oh, Lord, child, this is a lot. U.S. Attorney Haba credited special agents, yada, yada, yada. The case is part of an organized crime drug enforcement task force. What drug dealers y'all think he was working with? Allegedly. The charges and accusations contained in this indictment are merely accusations, and the defendant is presumed innocent unless or until proven guilty. Yeah. What drug dealers y'all think he was working with? Allegedly. Up in New Jersey. Yeah, a 30% return on investment in 45 months. People should have known then. People should have known then that wasn't going. That's not the answer. That's not how that went. That's not how that's going to go down. People should have known then. That's not how that works. That's not how any of that works. But okay, child. Yeah. So thank you, Abby. Abby put Pam's the link there. Pam, the law intellect. Y'all know she's a friend of the show. She's my friend, my sis in real life. But she read the actual indictment. Y'all know how she broke it down. She read the actual indictment. So if you want more details, head on over to Pam's channel and get the full breakdown and the full details over there. And baby, with that being said, we're going to get out of here today. Thanks again for the super chat. I appreciate you, my love. Thank y'all for being here. If you haven't done so already, if y'all could please hit that like button. If you haven't done so already, if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a good time. And everybody else, y'all make sure y'all meet me over at y'all's house in 5 minutes so we can talk about this Real Housewives of Atlanta situation. Okay? All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.